Hey, welcome to Video Marketing Made Simple, where we teach you everything you need to know to grow your business with the power of video. My name is Josh Crandall, and I've got my guest here today, a co-host, Dallin Need. Dallin, say hey.
What's up? What's up, everyone? How you doing?
Well,
Well, actually, I think we're calling it video marketing made easy.
yes.
I think there's a typo there on my that's all on me.
Is
But
it?
yeah, we for those who have listened to the first few episodes, we called it Video Supply, which is the name of our agency. But now we are calling it Video Marketing Made Easy because, like Josh said in the intro, it's all about helping you grow your business using the power of video. And we want to make it easy for you in that process.
Yes, definitely. And we jumped into an episode or our topic on our episode a couple weeks ago. We talked about your people, your platform, your purpose, all in an effort to structure your marketing message to really be effective. Last week we took a deep dive into one of those things, and that was the platform. Shared a lot of good stuff there. I thought it was a pretty good episode. We got pretty deep there, but this time we want to talk about the people. So we want to talk about your
Yes.
audience today. And
Yes, your people. Who
yeah,
are your people, right?
exactly.
Like, who are the people you want to spend time with? I think that's like with any first step early on in your business. Like some people, maybe you're listening or watching this, and you're like, I'm still trying to navigate like what I want to do in my business. Maybe I'm pivoting. What direction am I going in? And one of the first steps you need to know is like, well, who are the people I'm actually serving? Oftentimes, the people, the who you serve, your customers, understanding who they are come before you create any products. Because otherwise, if you're creating products for a people you don't really know about or a problem you don't really know that you're trying to solve, then there's no reason to do that. And the same thing is with your messages inside of your videos and all your video marketing efforts is if you don't know who you're talking to, then your videos won't work. They won't actually work to grow your business. You won't get the views, the engagement that you want. And so that's why we are doubling down on making sure that you focus on the people in your messaging.
Definitely. And Dallin and I, we're going to reference a couple of documents here. At least I'm going to jump back and forth. Dallin might have one up his sleeve, but I'm going to pull up these references to use.
Well, and the references you're talking about, real quick, too, is like we have PDF frameworks that we follow
Hmm.
inside of our business, right? Like it's our first one is called Story Supply. It's for messaging. Then we have a marketing supply guide for our marketing framework, and then our content guide is called Video Supply, at least for video marketing. And so we have those guides. They're free. You can download them. They're comprehensive. But yeah, that's what we're referencing because we obviously know this stuff, but it's also helpful to reference the language we use inside of our own frameworks as well.
Definitely, yes. And these resources are tremendous. I encourage everyone to go to our website and download them. But let's go over to some of those.
Videosupply.com,
Yes,
the web.
sir.
Well, yeah, go ahead and jump into it.
All right. So yeah, let's pull this up. Let's talk about your customer, right? And this is what I'm looking at. And if you're listening, you can download this guide. Um, is in the story supply guide. But there's a little section that talks about your customer. And just like we do, we follow a process to align your brand story with your customers, and you need to define that. And people really go to great lengths to really define their customer. I mean, it's easy to say like, "Hey, we're a construction company and we're gonna sell hard hats," right? So it's like, well, who needs the hard hat? And what exactly are they going to be doing? What type of hard hat? Maybe that's an interesting example, but
But it totally works.
exactly. Yeah, so it's like you need to understand, the nature of the individual's work that you're going to be marketing to. You need to understand that person, what their, what are their creature comforts even? I mean, there's so many things that can go into, you know, defining your audience and doing that research to outline, who they are and how they benefit from your product, right?
Totally. Well,
Yeah.
and where, if you don't mind, you want to jump in with this story supply guide reference for messaging. Um, what you're really seeing if you're watching this, or yeah, if you're watching this or listening to this, we pose the question in kind of this interview experience with your customer where you ask your customer, what does our company do? And if they're not clear in what you do and how you serve them, then there's some fixing that needs going on inside of your messaging. So that way they can clearly also talk about what you do, as you and your team need to as well. But to kind of give even a bigger, like, high level view to this importance of understanding your customer is getting clear on your market. But actually, if you don't mind, Josh, I want to pull it a little bit broader.
Yes, for sure.
Before we dig a little deeper. But when I say market, to simply speak to that, there's 3 different levels of your market. And looks, Josh, I don't think we have you on video.
Yeah,
Oh, there we go. You see it. There's 3 different levels of your market. There's the main market, which often is themed into health, wealth, and relationships. And so usually, you could choose that based on, hey, is my customer interested in relationships with themselves, with the world around them, like environmental changes, things like that? Are they interested in wealth? So growing personal or business wealth. A lot of business to business is in that wealth market. Or health, right? Health, fitness, related products. And so within that, then there's a subcategory. And so oftentimes, like, for example, we are in the wealth market. And so within the wealth market, we serve helping other businesses make money. So like business to business marketing is kind of that sub market, or you can define in other ways. And then one other down is like a niche market, and that's all about video marketing. So we help people market their business with video. And so within that, then, like, okay, if we're trying to help people market their business with video, get them more visible, then it's all about helping them with 3 categories within that. And this is where understanding how to talk about what you do in your business so your customers can also communicate that is important. And that comes into three of these categories. And one to get clear on is the problem that your customer is having. If you can narrow down your customer's problem to one primary problem, and that when they can solve that problem, then all other objections or issues are resolved, then that's powerful. And so the more you can show that understanding of their problem, that one problem, the more that they'll see you as the one with the solution. And so that's why the second part, it's important to know, is the solution. So like, what is that clear solution, that one solution that you are providing your customers? And then the third piece is the payoff. So like, what is that outcome? What is that end result that you create for your customer? And that the solution, the payoff, are not your products themselves. Your products are just one way that they can achieve that solution. But oftentimes, like, it gets more, it gets a little bit more concrete, say, than just a product, because products can come and go, but the experience and the lifestyle change is far more impactful. So I guess we can talk about examples specific to that, so that you guys can see, like, okay, what are some actionable ways that we can implement this inside of our own business?
Yeah,
is that
so.
cool?
I think that's a good idea. Yeah, for sure. It's let's paint a good picture so that we get a clear understanding of what that is, because it is valuable. It is really what they need versus just like the immediate outcome. So yeah, expound on that, Dallin.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, recap: problem, solution, payoff. You learn this in our story supply messaging framework. And let's take our business, for example. So we do a video marketing or video advertising agency where we offer services to online brands to help them stand out profitably and get the attention and visibility they need to grow their business. And oftentimes that exists the problem. So the problem that most of our clients experience is a visibility and the ability to stand out. So many businesses struggle to stand out profitably, to grow their business, so they feel stuck. They feel like they're the best kept secret. They may have the best product in the world, but no one knows about it. And it's because they're not using video, the power of video, to actually get that attention and grow their business. And so that's why we offer a video marketing framework called Video Supply to help them stand out profitably and grow their business with video. And oftentimes we can add additional pieces there, but like in that exists the problem of visibility and standing out, and then the solution of a video marketing solution called Video Supply. And then the payoff comes in the way of like, hey, you can generate more revenue, you can grow your business, you can stand up from the competition, no longer have competition at all, eliminate them. And I would even recommend, like, the outcome can be one clear outcome, but oftentimes it's great to kind of identify three. Three is like a magic number. You'll find we use a lot of threes in our business, from how we structure our frameworks to how we talk about all other things that we do. But yeah, I mean, that's a quick example, but think about it for yourself. Like, what is that one problem? What is that one solution? What is that one payoff that we can claim that we can accomplish for our customers? And we actually do. So
yeah, definitely.
That's a good framework to follow.
Yeah, I think so. And, and it's important to have that plan in place to be able to do that and craft that and have that in place before you really start developing your messaging. You really need to know all this information so that it's effective, right? And the more clear that you can write it down, the clearer that you can present it, and then the more that your customer can, buy in, the more that you'll gain their trust by understanding that, hey, this is a very clear mission or message or whatever it is that your business is. And so, going into defining your audience, let's talk a little bit about that, Dallin. Let's, to what extent you think we should define, your people, your audience? That's the question. I guess I can keep talking on that for a little bit, but basically, man, who is I'm trying to think of the woman. Let me look her up. I got my computer right
look
here.
Her up. I can, as you look it up, I can kind of add a few details to that. So, right, defining your audience more in more detail, and feel free to interrupt when you find it.
Oh, I got it. I'm interrupting right now, Dallin.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm interrupting. Yeah, sorry. To continue that train of thought, there's a woman called, or her name's Jasmine Star, and she does this. She has a lot of good information out there, and my wife's a big photographer, and I think Jasmine Star, I think she's into photography, is what her gig is.
Yeah, she's a photographer, and now she's like a creative business coach.
Oh yeah, too. And yeah, her stuff is tremendous. Like I've watched a little bit of the online training that she's got, that my wife has been watching, and she takes I think for about a good 15 minutes is all that I was able to watch of it. But they were talking about defining your audience and who is your customer, right? And they even were down to like, all right, we're going to create a person. This person's name is, Sarah. And Sarah likes to, she likes to go to a coffee shop. She likes to get her cup of coffee or donuts or something like that. And she likes to, do all this and stuff. And they basically create a person. And that person is their ideal audience. They get so far down as, like, what does this person eat? What do they do? What's their job? How many people are in their family? Do they have pets? Like they really define the customer so that they know what things that they can do, down to the visual, or the colors on the website. Like what's gonna connect with these audience members that's gonna really help to sell them on, what it is that you've got going on. And so I just found that incredible that you can go to such a great length to do that, and it'll just be effective, I think.
Totally. It's powerful. And we do a form of that inside of the in-depth coaching we do with our messaging, where it's, sometimes people call it like a client avatar, but that sounds like a video game. Yeah. Like our avatar, uh-huh. But I like to call it like a customer profile, or like if you think about it in the terms of a story, right? With your customer being the hero of the story that you're telling in your business, it's understanding them as a character, as a hero in that story. And so giving them a name, giving them, like, understanding what they want to achieve, how they spend their time, like Josh described, going to a coffee shop. Like, what kind of coffee do they like? Or like, what kind of food do they like? How do they like to spend their leisure time? The more intimately you can understand your customer, the more better you can develop. More better, is that a phrase? The more better you can develop a relationship with them. And actually, in one way I love to look at it, and I was actually on a call yesterday in a mastermind group talking about this, is this idea that our customers, whether you are a coach, a nonprofit, whatever it may be, like whoever you're looking to attract, oftentimes you need to promise them an experience, a transformation, like any hero would go on in the ultimate hero's journey. Um, Oftentimes people start in a struggling experience. They have a flaw, they have a problem going on that needs to be resolved. And to the extreme, like I would contrast your hero to the villain, thinking that like not that they're evil or bad by any means, but they're kind of in a villain state, meaning like, hey, they have flaws that they need to be resolved. So like, how can you transform your customer or this hero from the villain to the hero? And so oftentimes that looks like removing false beliefs, myths they have, um, objections, and helping them have a new perspective towards their life or towards like what product or service can help them in their business, whatever like industry or market you may be in. And so that's like, yeah, it's that transformation from where they currently are to where they need to be. Um, and that often happens best with understanding and actually writing out this description of your customers. Because they, at the end of it all, like the more you can communicate and know your customers, the better you can serve them. Because if you don't, then your business will fail. Marketing will fall flat. Things won't work. And so customers are, as you know, hopefully it goes without saying, but they are the lifeblood of business's success, the ability to grow your business.
Definitely. And Dallin, I think you said it last in our last podcast. You're talking about how, if you're not being successful in your business, it's definitely going to be one of these three things. It's going to be your people, your platform, or your purpose is not well defined. And yeah, I agree. Like that character development in the story is at least for me, if I'm watching a movie or a TV series, mainly a TV series, man, if I'm going to stay connected to a TV series, it better have some character development because it'll be completely unexciting to me. But that character development, is key there. And really, what we do when we're working with our clients is we bring them through that journey. We help them craft their message. We say, all right, what's your customer's problem? What are the problems they face that they need to overcome? And so, and a lot of times you'll notice this if you're watching an advertisement. A lot of times they'll find something that connects to their viewer, connects to you, a problem that they have, and then they'll agitate it a little bit, right? So they say, all right, I guess I'm trying to think of a good example. Can't think of one off the top
Well,
of
my
my
mind
head.
went to like, as gruesome as it may sound, like kind of a torture scene or interrogation scene. It's like, well, like in the way, right? Like you start with like soft questions and like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, like I'm not going to give you anything, but then you like they literally start to like agitate the situation by pulling out like, you know, weapons or like other like
Mm-hmm.
it's drastic, and we see that often a lot in TV shows and like war films or whatever. But that's kind of what it is emotionally. Like if eventually they spill the beans, if they get tortured enough for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
um that's a gruesome example, but like think about it when you can talk to your customers, not that you need to interrogate them or put them through torture, because that's too extreme, but you need to be able to talk about their problems in a way that gets them to connect, but also emotionally feel like, oh my gosh, if I don't resolve this pain I'm experiencing, then yeah, like my life will be, painful, and like there'll be a cost if I don't take action.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, no, that's an important piece. An extreme example for sure, but
A fun example. We keep it
yeah,
interesting here. Um,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, so and then to be able to then so you're identifying that problem they have, you kind of agitate it, you get them to give in a little bit, but then but really then you can give them the solution, right? So if you really your audience will really know that you understand them and can help them to solve their problems when you can then present the solutions, right? And you can frame that up like Don was saying. What is the solution that you offer plus the added benefit, right? And that's what we were talking about before with, what's the real result we're looking for? What's that overtone there? And so, So yeah, like it can come down. I mean, you watch those what are those ads that they play late at night? Oh
Oh,
man,
infomercials.
infomercials. That's the best. Yeah, so they they'll find a problem. They'll define it very well with comedic, seemingly comedic filming. It's usually black and white, and they bring you back to color, and they say, "All right, here's a solution. This is the sham wow or whatever it is." And it's like, but wait, there's more. If you buy one now, you get three, and then if you buy now, it's at a discount. So they keep throwing things on there. There's more, there's more, there's more. But
Yeah,
you can basically say like, hey, we understand you. Like, here's the solution that we have to offer you. Um, but bonus points if you can define that, you know, this gives you back your time. This gives you, more freedom. This gives you, you'll make more money faster. Whatever it is that overtone of that solution that you offer. All comes down to really defining your audience and who that is, so that you can craft your message to them. So
totally.
very,
No, I love that so much. And one thing I was thinking about as you're talking about that, Josh, is the power it can be through the marketing and sales process too, of understanding your customer. Like one thing that it definitely was, to be honest, it wasn't in place when we first started this video advertising agency, like Video Supply. But when we get someone on a sales call, and what our sales team does is we don't talk really anything about video, which is one of the main tools we use to help them grow their business. But we simply just get to know them and be like, okay, why are you here? And what is it that you're trying to accomplish? Like, what are your goals over the coming months? Because when we can get people to talk about them, which is what we all want to do at the end of the day. We love talking about ourselves and what we want. We're very selfish beings, which is not always a bad thing. And we need to recognize that our customers want to feel heard and understood. And so the more we can show that empathy through the sales and enrollment process, the more power we have to make the sell and to help serve them. And so we do that in the first call is like, what are your goals? What are you looking to accomplish? Like, what does success look like for you over the coming months? And then in doing that, you figure out like if they're a good fit, like, can you actually help them resolve those pains and, achieve those goals? Because in defining what those goals are and that vision is, then what you can break down is, okay, like in order to get there, you're going to have to get this kind of performance with your marketing, your content. You have to reach these kind of numbers with video views, or this amount of leads, this amount of traffic to your sales page, this amount of sales, breaking down those numbers. And in doing that, then you can apply more of the data and the science behind how to help them achieve those goals of what they want, right? It's all about what they want. They don't care about all the fancy systems and like the artistry behind what may be inside of your service or your product. And then we just simply say, okay, like, I think we are a good fit to work together, and here's what it looks like to work with us. Our framework is like, we help you achieve your goals over the next 3+ months by using the Video Supply framework to help you build a video plan, produce the videos you need to get the attention and visibility to grow your business. And then we help promote that content to get the results that you want. And then we repeat that process. And videos have the biggest power of all content to connect and convert people. And as long as you are understanding your customers through the process and addressing what they want, addressing what's stopping them from getting what they want, and then helping them to find a solution, hopefully through your product or service, then your business will be better for it, and their business or their life will be better for it.
definitely. Well, I want to jump to this document here just to pull out a talking point. Maybe we'll address that really quick. So I'm going to jump over to our Video Supply scripts document, and just pull that up. If you're watching, you'll be able to see this. But yeah, so we're looking at Video Supply scripts. And again, you can go to our website, videosupply.com, and download this. But you come down here to part 2, people. It talks a bit about what we just talked about. This is an interesting one here, and I kind of want to talk about an example. So this says at the bottom, don't include everyone. Know who you're talking to and use their name and language to make the messaging about them. So what happens if you are trying to reach a broad audience? How do you approach that? I guess that'll be the question to pose. So, so when it comes to, I used to work for full time for a uh, not-for-profit agency, not-for-profit company. It was Underwriters Laboratories Firefighter Safety Research Institute, and we wanted us to create a new, basically fire safety campaign, and it was called "Close Before You Doze." Um, and we wanted to create an ad that would really, resonate with a lot of people, and it was a lot of different types of people. Um, and so, I mean, looking at it this way, it wasn't really a product that we offered. It wasn't a service that we offered, but it was more a public safety announcement, really. And so we needed to make an approach to reach many people. So that was one of the considerations in the development of this video that actually ended up going viral. All over Facebook, all over YouTube. It was created some noise out there on the internet. But basically, what we did was we said, okay, well, how can we approach multiple audiences at one so that somebody can really click with somebody, right? And I think sometimes, and relating that to how we were talking about, watching a TV series or Netflix series, as you're watching, a lot of times you are invested in a story because you connect with one of the characters, right? And so a lot of times that's what and what we're talking about here is defining the audience so that the audience member connects with them. And so we wanted to know, how do we connect with so many people? And so we decided to go with, I guess I'll use focus group for lack of a better word, but we basically gathered a number of people that we then interviewed and then took them out and put them in front of a building, and we set the building on fire, and we had them watch and see what happened, and watch what happened to this building, in an effort to prove that, hey, closing your bedroom door at night before you go to bed, it's going to stop the bad smoke and the heat and fire from getting in and being lethal. And so we fixed that approach by gathering all sorts of people. We found a mom who was a mom whose kids were all out of the house and grown up, a mom who was she had kids in her house currently. We had a couple dads in there. We had a business guy. We had a variety of different individuals that as they were interviewed and then as they were observing this fire scene, this building on fire, it really, I think it really allowed people to connect to them, and they were saying things that were very, you could really connect with if you were a mom who took care of kids all day at home, or or a dad, and things like that. So it even works to define that audience if you are not creating a, if you're not a service-based business, if you're not a product-based business, but if it's just your message, like, you really can be effective in your approach if you are able to define your audience. So just wanted to share that a little bit.
Yeah, and that's a great example. I love that story because it is that clarity on the people of who you serve and why it's so important. And it goes back to, again, this high level around, hey, if you are not addressing the purpose, people, or platform inside of your video marketing efforts, then your videos won't work. They'll fall flat, and you'll lose money, you'll lose time through the process. And so the more clear you can get on what purpose and people and platform does this specific video or video campaign serve, the more clearly you can answer that, the better your videos perform. And that's our ultimate goal here at Video Supply, is to help you build out campaigns for your marketing efforts, for visibility, for standing out, and do so in a way that helps you really connect to your greater purpose, your vision for your business, and then invite your customers, your people, right, into that shared purpose. So that way you can both grow together and they can be passionate about your brand as much as you are about it as well. And so you can go to videosupply.com, schedule a call with our team, and we'll figure out if we're a good fit to work together and figure out how we can build out your own video supply inside of your business to help it grow. So
Definitely.
again, that's at apply.com. Simple.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to book a call and talk to us. We've also got all sorts of resources that you can again go there and download and utilize, really we can help you to really reach your audience and help you define who they are, your marketing, your messaging, and your medium to be able to help grow your business and maximize brand effectiveness. So
Totally.
well, Dallin,
Okay.
thanks for joining today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. So make sure you guys join us next week for our next podcast. We're doing this every week. Jump on here live and learn how you can better use video to maximize your message. So thanks, Dallin.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you.